Hello, students. Let's add a bit more beauty to our game. We need a small explosion that appears when the asteroid is hit, and a big explosion that appears when the ship is destroyed. First, we need to create a couple of new objects. Let's open the right panel, go to the View tab, and move the 3D cursor to a height of 4/10. This is the height for all effects, if I'm not mistaken. Add a plane to the scene. Resize it to the size of the ship. Apply the scale. Rename it to Player Explosion Small. Open the shader editor and create a material with the same name, Player Explosion Small. As usual, replace the default shader with Armory PBR. In the Assets folder, find the Player Explosion Small file and drag it into the material. Connect the block to the base color channel. For the alpha channel, connect it to the opacity channel. In the material settings, under the settings section, find the blend mode option and change it to alpha clip. Now, for the big explosion, create another plane. Shift it to the side. Scale it to approximately the size of the asteroid explosion, around 0.55. Apply the scale and rename it to Player Explosion Big. To avoid creating a material from scratch, assign it the Player Explosion Small material, duplicate it by clicking the button, and change the rename to Player Explosion Big. In the texture block, click the Open Image button and change the image to Player Explosion Big from the same asset folder. Now we need to adjust the UV mapping. Go to the UV Editing tab. Ensure that the 2D cursor is in the top left corner. Our tileset has 5 columns and 4 rows. Select everything and scale it along the x-axis to 0.2 and along the y-axis to 0.25. Return to the layout. Now we need to add a new tileset. In the Material Settings, find the Armory Tileset section. Click the plus button, give it the name Player Explosion. Specify a grid of 5 by 4. Set the frame rate to 25. Next, create an action with the same name, Player Explosion. Set the animation length from 0 to 19. Uncheck the loop option. The final touch in the tileset setup. Go to the Object Properties. In the Armory Props section, choose Player Explosion in the tileset field. In the Appearing Action field, also select Player Explosion. Now let's disable spawning by default for the 2 new objects. Select them one by one and in the Object Properties, uncheck Spawn. Well, that seems to be it. Preparation is complete. You can return to our beloved Logic Node editor and open the Player Collision branch because all the damage is processed there. Find the place where we remove the ship. Before removal, we need to spawn the big explosion. To do this, craft a spawn object by name block. Specify the scene and the name of the object we want to spawn, Player Explosion Big. Uncheck the Children option. Add a GetObject transform block and connect it to the transform channel. As coordinates for spawning, we will use the current coordinates of the ship, so leave the object field empty, because this logic branch is tied to the ship. Now, let's organize the spawning of a small explosion upon asteroid collision. You can copy these blocks and connect them to the on-contact array block. Change the object name to Object Explosion Small. However, the Remove Object block is currently deleting the ship with each collision. Let's fix that. Connect the spawn cable to the object input. Now, we will delete the spawned object. Since the explosion has no child objects, we don't need the children option. The final issue, the explosion will be removed immediately after spawning. And it will happen so quickly that we won't see the explosion. So let's add a delay between these blocks. Get a sleep block and leave its value at 0. This means our delay will last until the end of the current tick, and in the next tick, the object will be removed. Start the game. Everything works. If we touch an asteroid, we can see a small explosion, but it looks very static. Despite spawning and removing the explosion 60 times per second, it appears as the same single explosion. Let's add some randomness to it. We'll start with the rotation angle. Each newly spawned explosion will rotate by a random angle. To do this, we need to replace the getObjectTransform block with a transform block and connect it to the transform channel. We'll be adding randomness to the rotation channel. Create another rotation block and set it to the familiar axis, angle, degrees mode. We will assign a random angle along the z-axis. Set it to 1. Add a random integer block. Set the range from 0 to 359 and connect it to the angle channel. Now, let's determine the coordinates and scale. Add a getObjectLocation block and connect it to the location channel. Now, you can start the game and see how it looks. This is much better. I suggest adding randomness to the spawn coordinates. Every time, we'll shift the explosion slightly to the side. To do this, we need to separate the obtained coordinates into individual axes using the separate block and then assemble them back into a vector using the vector block. The z-axis should have a fixed value of 0.4, which is the height of all VFX objects. For the x and y axis, we'll add some mathematics. Get to math blocks and connect them to the x and y axis. Leave both blocks in addition mode. Add a random float block and connect it to both math blocks' second inputs. Set the range from -0.03 to 0.03. Now, it looks much better. That's it for special effects. See you next time.